And Nitro's Garage for all your automotive needs. Call 646-675-2349. That's 646-675-2349. For all your automotive needs, Nitro's Garage. Ask for Jack.
Man who walks him around, he's all alone to fall all the way down.
Way of training, and once you explain that, can you do pretty much the same thing that the Hogan did? Kind of explain what got you into the business and who helped you to get started in there. But I'm interested to know myself, how in the hell you get to look like that? You jack, bro.
Man, this is coming from somebody who's twice my size. Man, I'm trying to get like you, brother, man. You see those arms right there?
Well, all you gotta do is get fat, bald-headed, black, and ugly. You look just like me.
Well, I'm halfway there.
Yeah, Monte the Pharaoh, #1 wrestling podcast. Yeah, when it comes to podcasts, they are the cream, the crumb.
Yeah, dig it.
Heartless man. We don't need him around.
All right, here we are, Motch-0-Mandays. Hope last week wasn't too much of a disappointment. You guys got to see some footage of me over at the Fanboy Expo, which was really cool. Got to meet some famous people from all genres of the past. And I enjoyed things like that, and people enjoyed my presence, and I enjoyed being there and letting them enjoy my presence. But what I didn't do was the plan originally for last week was to answer some questions. And I have those questions right here, and I'm going to answer some of those questions the best I can for this episode of Motch-0-Mandays. So I wrote them down because they were on my phone, but if I'm doing this, I can't do that. So let's see, I don't know if they're going to be in any particular order here. And I don't have the names of the people, but if you recognize your question, well, then you'll know it's your question. Right. Well, here's one question here. My favorite places that I've traveled during and after wrestling. During and after wrestling. Well, there was one trip. The only time that I've ever been out of the country was a trip to Japan, and that was kind of like in between. It was like before I was completely done with wrestling, but that was for a print ad in Japan, and it was a cool experience. I mean, I hate to travel. I hate being on a plane for many, many, many hours, and that was a very long flight. And but it was definitely cool to experience the Japanese culture, and I had a guy with me that was kind of like my translator and my my roadie kind of guy. I don't know if you call him a roadie, but he set things up for us to go out and eat and everything. So it was really treated real well, and so that was a cool experience. I don't know if it was one of my favorites. I don't really know if if I have a favorite place that I've traveled to, all together, it's hard to say, man. It's really hard to say what was my favorite, what was my least favorite. A lot of times to me it was just like just go and do your job wherever it is that you're supposed to do it. Because a lot of times you don't really have time to enjoy any of the time there. A lot of times you go and you do a gig, and then you're flying right back, or driving back or whatever. So that one I'd really have to think about, man. I enjoy most places. Once I get to wherever I'm going, I enjoy it. It's getting there that I don't enjoy. But another question here is my favorite gigs before the Motch thing, before I started doing this thing, because I did do some acting, and I lived out in LA for a little while. And I got to say that while I was still wrestling, I did a Sunny Delay commercial. It was going back about 2004, and some of you may have seen it. It's out there somewhere on my Facebook page if you go and you look hard enough. But it was a national commercial, and paid very well, and played the part of a wrestler. And that was my favorite because they had some gear made for me. The whole thing, man. They got some boots from Stagecoach that were specially made for me with my size. My favorite colors were, blue and silver, and the blue knee pads, the whole 9 yards, man. They let me keep all of that stuff. So I ended up wearing that for a match that I had coming up for Sunday Night Heat. That was, and I didn't even know that I was booked for a match. I was just told, show up, for extra work or whatever. And I was in great shape because I was also getting ready for a bodybuilding show at that time. So with all of that, man, it was just a great time in 2004 where I was like, in the best shape ever. I was tan. I was ready for the, for the bodybuilding show, getting ready for that. And then all these things happened to come along, the commercial, and then I did get booked for a match on Sunday Night Heat with Tyson Tomko. So of course, lucky for me, I was on TV and I looked, in tip-top shape because I was already in the process of dieting down and everything. So that would be my favorite gig. I had a lot of cool things. Some of them I don't even remember, but a lot of cool things in acting, and playing the part of a wrestler always made me more money than actual playing a wrestler, and it was a lot less painful. So I would say that my favorite gig probably had to be that Sunny Delay commercial, because it was a national commercial. It's a big deal. I beat out a lot of other people. Some were my friends that got mad at me for getting it and them not getting it. And that just shows who your real friends are, because if they're not happy for you and they're mad at you for getting the gig, well, makes you kind of have to reconsider who your friends are. So that one sticks in my mind, man. As far as doing the non-Motch gigs, non-wrestling gigs, I'm sure there's others, and I'll think of them probably before these questions are done, and I'll jump back to it. Favorite celebs to work with? I don't know, man. I don't know, because I don't really mark out for famous people. It's something that was embedded in me when I first started wrestling, that it's like, you don't mark out for other wrestlers. And so I kind of adapted that with any time that I meet somebody famous. I never get pictures with them, and I never really talk to them. I never treat them like they're famous. I never treat them like they're above me, because I want to be on that same level. I want them to think of me as being on that same level, and I want to think of myself as being on that same level. So I don't treat them like they're that they're up here. You know what I mean? But I worked with Kathy Griffith a couple times on different things. She was cool. I've worked with many wrestlers on things other than wrestling shows, because a lot of them get into acting and stuff too. No real bad experiences with any actors. I did an episode of Modern Family, and I was hoping to meet Ed O'Neill, but he wasn't in the scene. It was a quick little scene that I was in, so I didn't get to meet him. But I did meet. I don't watch the show, so I don't know any of the actors' names. But the redheaded dude, he was super cool. The chick, the pretty girl with the accent. I would say that that wasn't a great experience, just because she was very annoying. That accent is not a work. There's something about her. She complained a lot about, her makeup and her microphone and her this and that and everything. I was sitting right next to her in the makeup chair, and was not impressed, not happy, not, definitely not starstruck. I was like, I'm glad I don't have a scene with her. So that's the only bad experience that I can think of. Bad experiences with promoters. It says here, promoters or celebrities or wrestlers. I never had any beef with any wrestler. I got along with everybody. I was professional. I did my job. I tried to make, when people were around me, I tried to make it funny and enjoyable. So I never really had any bad experiences with other wrestlers. I just promoters is a different story. Promoters and vendors, I think you guys know I've expressed myself plenty of times with that. There's too many people in the wrestling industry that should not be in the wrestling industry. That they're basically, I'm not saying all of them, but there's a good amount of them that are, they're marks, man, and they just want to be close to the wrestling business, and they didn't have what it takes to be a wrestler, and they figure they'll be a promoter or a vendor so they could meet all their heroes and rub shoulders, rub elbows with the guys they grew up watching. Some of those sad, but there's some wrestlers that are out there, or some people that call themselves wrestlers that are out there doing what they do just to suck up to the guys that they watched when they were kids. And I don't know, man, I'm real particular about the type of people that should be in the wrestling business and the types of people that should be sitting at home watching wrestling. And I'm not going to go through names. They know who they are, and some of you know who I'm talking about, because I've mentioned some names before. And I think it's real pathetic when people are out there calling themselves wrestlers and they're nothing but just marks that don't know how to wrestle. But they convince people that they've done things and have been places because they're working the marks. They know how to work them because they are one. But there's been promoters that have promised things. There's been vendors that have promised things. They book you. They don't want to give you a deposit, and then right before the event, they pull the plug on you, and now you just screwed yourself out of any other gigs that you could have done. And they didn't lose nothing. But now you lost a potential booking. You never got your deposit, and that's why I do business a lot differently now than I did before. So now, if somebody's interested in booking me, I am not booked until I have that money in my PayPal or wherever, and I don't consider myself to have that date free until I am paid to reserve that date. And that's just the way that I do business, because of the people that I've done business with in the past that have, done me wrong when I try to give them the benefit of the doubt and say, okay, give me the deposit when you can. I'll make videos for you advertising the show and this and that. And then I get the old, a week before, hey man, sorry I can't bring you in. And that's the whole point of the deposit, ladies and gentlemen. If you're in the wrestling business and you don't take a deposit, it's your fault when they turn around and they screw you. That's the whole point of a deposit. If you're going to pay the deposit needs to be paid on that time of the booking. Otherwise, it's just words. You could tell me that we're good to go and I'm booked and everything else like that. You say that. You say we're good to go. You say that I'm booked, but I'm not, because I don't have money in my hand telling me that I am booked for that particular date. So there you go. There's my bad experiences with promoters. I don't really have any with other wrestlers or celebrities, but promoters and vendors, there's many, many, many stories and many situations, and you learn from your mistakes, and that's why I do business a little bit differently now, and I might do business different than even a lot of the big stars, because they've gotten screwed over before. But I'm an individual, man. I don't do what other stars do. When a promoter or a vendor says to me, well, that's not the way so-and-so does it, I don't care. I don't care if it's Hulk Hogan. I don't care. It's like, this is how I do business. They cannot take a deposit and be okay with that. I'm not okay with that. So the way I do business is, it ain't even a deposit, man. It's like, pay me up front to take that booking, and I'll be there. Because I could be trusted. I'm trying to build a reputation for myself. I'm trying to build my brand, which is the Macho Man thing. This ain't just, I'm not just some guy in a costume. I'm not a cosplay. You know what I'm saying? I've been in the wrestling business. I've been, I wrestled for 15 years. I know the ins and outs of the business. I'm not the kind of person that you could, think that you could walk all over, that I don't know the deal. I know the deal very well. And I don't care what kind of a deal you have with the biggest stars that you have on your show, and you name dropping and telling me who you have doesn't really make any difference to me whatsoever. All I care about is I need the full amount, and then I'm considered booked. Then I'll make whatever videos you want to advertise the show and this and that. But that's my bad experience, man. Favorite reaction from fans doing the Motch thing. I love it when people will tell me that, and this has come from people like his brother, people that were very close to him personally, friends of his, colleagues of his, saying that the Macho Man would be very, very proud of me, saying that he would love what I do. Things like that. Thank you for keeping his memory alive. When people tell me that it cheered them up, and that when they see my videos that it really brings them back to a time when they were kids, and it was happy to turn on the TV and see Macho Man, and those are the compliments that really make me feel like, if I'm ever feeling down and I'm ever feeling like my Motch thing ain't going nowhere, and I start to get discouraged and start to do a little bit less and less because I feel like, well, what's the point? Sometimes you get like that, you get a little stale, and that's kind of like what was happening recently. But when people kind of tell me what it means to them, and they tell me that Macho Man himself, would have popped if he was alive today and saw me doing my thing, that he would absolutely love it. So that is that's the reaction. You know what I mean? That makes it all worth it. Makes me happy. You know, that's what I enjoy when I do it. I enjoy making fans of his. You know what I mean? If I could take his fans and make them my fans, and they really get a kick out of watching me do what I do, that's great, man. You know, that's the whole reason for doing it. I'm an entertainer because I like to entertain people. I like for them to enjoy what they're watching. And that goes for, you know, anything that I do with, you know, I've done stand-up comedy. I've done, you know, all kinds of, you know, acting, whatever. So that's my thing, man. That's just what I was born to do, is entertain. And I like making a change in somebody's day, you know, by doing what I do. So, challenges of being a tribute artist. You don't get it too often, but you do get some that are haters and like to just say that, yeah, I might have to move to a different spot. Because, of course, I'm sitting here and, yep. Yeah, I don't need that background noise here. Hold on. Jesus. It's like no matter where you go, you can be in the middle of nowhere and somebody's got to come up and, yeah. Thanks. Could have sat somewhere else, but I apparently look like I wanted company. Give me 1 second till I find a place where it's a little bit less annoying. I thought I found a good quiet spot to do the thing. Those are the types of things that could get me to my boiling point. I don't know, man. I just like to stay, you know, when I'm doing certain things, I like to stay away so I can get it done. All right, there's somebody sitting there. See, there's somebody sitting there, so I'm not going to go there. But other people, they like to just come and sit right next to me. As I talk about how much I like to make people happy, I'm also the same guy that doesn't want to be around them when I'm trying to do my thing. Now I can't find a table to sit at. Give me 1 second, guys. I'll find a place. Oh man, I thought I found the only place. I might have found the only place that I can do this. There's no chairs, no wares. No, wait, might have found someplace. I just want to find a spot before I can continue here. Oh, there's yeah, about to get to my boiling point. Give me 1 second, guys. Here, I might just have to finish this up right here, like this. Holding this thing here. I don't think there's too many more questions here, but where were we? Go challenges of being a tribute artist. Yeah, there are people that are haters and you know, jealous or whatever of, you know, that I do something cool that they can't do, and you know, it's natural that people are gonna, you know, just they feel better about themselves when they put you down, and you know, they'll call me a wannabe, a macho man. You know, I think I'm macho man. They don't understand what an impersonator is. They don't understand that that's the deal. People will say, "You're not really macho man." Yeah, I know. Number one, I'm an impersonator. Number two, he passed away, so I can't be him. Now can I? I never got any negative. I'm sure that there has been. There was one time last year that I was gonna, I had a table at the Cauliflower Alley Club, and the guy who sets that up said that that there might be an issue. That he actually spoke with B. Brian Blair, who runs the entire Cauliflower Alley Club. He's like the head guy, and that he was worried that some of the guys might take offense to me, even though it's in a positive light, that I'm doing an impersonation of somebody that has passed away and somebody that, everybody knows in the wrestling business. And he spoke to him, and he showed him my stuff, and he saw, that it was definitely always in a positive light. I never do anything or say anything that would, reflect Randy Savage. If I'm going to say something negative or be a dick, it's going to be me doing it, not in character. But that's the only time that it felt like, somebody might think that I'm doing, like I'm insulting Macho Man, or I'm just being, in some way disrespectful. And that ain't the case at all. But I think most people will praise me for what I do, and know that I'm doing it as a tribute, and not in a disrespectful. It's all entertainment, man. So I've been lucky with that, man. Anybody who is a hater and thinks that that what I'm doing is negative or an insult to Macho Man or his family, well, just know that Lanny loves what I do, and so do a lot of his close friends, ex-girlfriends of his, people that I know that you don't even know that he knew. And I get a whole lot of praise on being the best that there is, past, present, future. So my thing is, if those people are okay with it, then the people that aren't okay with it, they just make themselves look like fools. And that's all right. No problem there. Oh. All right, let's see what else we got on this list. I think I answered this one because this was, I believe that this one was on my Motchcast that we answered. But as far as my daily workout and diet and my schedule, here's the deal, man. It really is no set schedule, as much as I would like it to be. But sometimes it doesn't work out that way. So, sometimes I'm up at 4 a.m. and meeting up with my friend at 5. And whether we work out together or we work out separately, we're still there, motivating each other to get up and get there, holding each other accountable, because sometimes it's not easy to get up at 4 o'clock in the morning and start your day and get that workout in. But once you do it, you feel really good. But there's some days that it's just, whether you're tired, you didn't get enough sleep the night before, or, whatever it might be, man, it's very hard to stay on that routine, especially once you've come off of that routine, even for one morning. For me, it's so hard to snap back and, and go back to doing the morning thing the minute I stop doing the morning thing. So, I'm just trying to find a spot where it's quiet. All right, we'll keep walking. But, where was I? What was I talking about? Oh, my diet? I wouldn't even call it a diet, man. My thing is, eat clean. There's no fad diet. There's no, no keto, no, intermittent fasting, all that stuff. I've tried everything. And, at the end of the day, you got to do, what you feel works for you. Because if it doesn't work for you mentally, if you're not going to stick to something, then the diet's not going to work for you. So you got to find something that works for you. You got to find something, whatever it is, as long as you can stay consistent with it. You know, the no carb thing is great. Keto thing is great for a lot of reasons. But a lot of people can't stick to that, man. It's one of the hardest diets to do. So how good does it really work if you can't stay consistent with it? So whatever helps you to stay on track, stay consistent, because losing weight don't happen, or gaining weight, or whatever your goals are, it doesn't happen overnight. You got to stay consistent. So my thing is, I eat clean, meaning that all I really eat is eggs, grilled chicken, and white rice. Once in a while, I'll have a sweet potato. Now, I don't, reason why I say white rice, and again, this is one of those preference things that if it had to be brown rice, I wouldn't stick to it, because brown rice, they say, is better for you, but it's not better for me because it upsets my stomach. I wouldn't say that I have a gluten allergy or whatever people like to say, but there's something about fiber in certain foods that will make me feel bloated and sluggish, and that's not the way I want to feel. So if white rice doesn't make me feel that way, then why would I eat brown rice just because somebody says to eat brown rice? Or, you know, they say that it's healthier. It's really not that big of a difference. It's just that it's processed, and, you know, brown rice is healthier, but not really. If you look at the ingredients of both, it ain't much of a difference except for the amount of fiber. And but if you're okay with the fiber, if you're okay with you know, brown rice and you know, even certain breads, man. Some people could eat wheat bread and, you know, grains, whatever, whole grain bread or whatever. I stay away from bread, not because I'm doing some type of fancy keto thing, but because the way that it makes me feel. I just stay away from things that make me feel bloated and disgusting. So here's a table for me to chill at for a moment of time. Oh my God, this chick has a bird on her head. Am I seeing shit, or does that woman have a bird on her head? All right. Well, there's something you don't see every day. Okay. I hope you guys saw that, otherwise I'm going nuts. Wow. See, if I would have went to the gym, I would have missed that for sure. You don't see too many people at the gym with birds on their heads, but then again, you don't see it anywhere. Okay, I'm digging that. Digging the bird lady. Okay, let me set this thing up here. Sorry for all the technical difficulties here. But I wanted to do this video on location. There we go. All right. So the schedule that I keep, as far as I touched on this a little bit, but you know, it is very important to keep a steady routine of when you go to sleep and when you wake up. But you don't always have that control. You know, sometimes you're not going to fall asleep at the time that you would like to, and that messes up waking up at the time that you'd like to. But once you get on a routine, and of course, you know, things always interfere. You know, if you're stressed or whatever, you're not feeling well, you know, it could throw off your sleeping habits. But it is a good idea to try to have a set routine of, okay, I'm going to go to sleep at this time, or at least, attempt to be asleep by this time. I'm going to wake up at this time, hit the gym at this time. It's very good for many reasons to stay on a rhythm. And like I said, sometimes it's not as easy as other times because you got a lot going on or whatever. Things interfere, things come, things that happen that you have to change up your routine a little bit for that day. But for the most part, man, just keep it, again, just like the diet, man. If you do something, if you're not a morning person and you're not going to get up in the morning, then, and you're going to miss more days at the gym than you're going to make to the gym, then change it up, man. You know what I mean? Do what works for you. If your workouts are better in the afternoon, if there's a better chance of you going in the afternoon, then don't try to go in the morning because it's all consistency. Make it so that whatever you need to do, it makes it so that there's a better chance of you doing it. So that's really that on daily work. My workouts are always when I do work out at the gym with weights, I'll I still like to do what I've always done. I do a lot of drop sets. I do a lot of supersets. I'll work one body part per workout per day. But I do like bis and tris together. I count that as, doing arms and legs. I'll do together, of course, the hamstrings and quads. But a regular week for me, doing like, if I was going to do a full week's worth of weights, my split is, of course, National Chest Day is Monday. So I'll do chest on Monday, and then on Tuesday, I'll do either shoulders or back. I could flip-flop those two. It all depends. Back would probably be better because if I do shoulders real hard and then I do back the next day, my shoulders might be a little bit weaker to be able to pull, a little bit more better form or whatever. Because I don't go super heavy, man. I don't go heavy at all. I go intense. There's a difference. And if anybody's interested, man, I could set you up on a whole exercise plan. Could even do a virtual personal training thing. But if that's something you're interested in, man, you could hit me up on my Facebook DM, and there's options that we can discuss. But as far as the workouts, that's what I'll try to do is, do a Monday chest, let's just say Tuesday back, Wednesday shoulders, Thursday would do like legs, and then Friday do arms, or I could flip-flop those two also. And so work out 5 days a week, sometimes 6. If I go on a 6th day, I could work abs, I could work flexibility. Sometimes I even go 7 days and I just find, whatever. I just work on, some forearms or lower back or, just kind of like an overall, like total body type of deal. But for the most part, I would say that it's a 5 day a week thing. Sometimes that 5 day, turns into a 3 day thing. But I do something else. Like today, I'm enjoying nature. I'm walking a little bit. I'm tanning a little bit. So you got to do what makes you happy, man. At the end of the day, if it ain't making you happy, you ain't going to stick with it. And if you ain't happy, you shouldn't be doing it anyway. Because that's the bottom line, is happiness is more important than anything else. You could have a great body and be miserable, or you could have more of a, an average good physique and be happy as hell. And I'd rather be happy than be miserable. foods and drinks that I avoid. Well, I don't drink alcohol, and I try to stay away from artificial sugars. I definitely stay away from regular sugar. I don't drink regular soda. If I do drink soda, it's diet soda. I even try to cut back on, I only do that like if I'm out eating, and I try to limit eating out. So I don't drink a whole lot of soda. What you see me always drinking is, there is artificial sweeteners in this, but it's an amino drink. It's an amino powder with electrolytes, and so I drink that for, basically I just drink that all day long, you know, and it's just like drinking water all day, except I like the flavor, and I get a little bit of, you know, extra branched chain aminos and some electrolytes to keep me from dehydrating, which I have dehydrated in hot weather and serious workouts and have gotten quite nauseous. You know, the foods that I avoid, I avoid fried stuff for the most part. You know, I have my cheat meals. I have my, you know, which isn't scheduled either. It's not like, oh, Friday I'm going to pig out all day. It's not like that. Sometimes I won't have a cheat day. And I don't even do a cheat day, man. I'll do a cheat meal. And it'll just come when I'm like, I'll get a craving for something. Let's say I've been eating good for, you know, a week, 2 weeks, 3 weeks, whatever. And then I get a craving for, you know, like a Philly cheesesteak. I'll go to this place, Capriati's, and they got like this 2 foot long Philly cheesesteak that's probably the best I've ever had, and it's like $20, and I'll get one of those, man, and I'll enjoy it. You know what I mean? And it makes me happy, man. So I wait until I have a craving for something I really want. I don't say, oh, well, it's Friday, I'm supposed to eat shit, so let me just pick something that okay, I'll just eat this. No, man, I wait for that craving to hit, and then I let myself live. You know what I mean? Rather than be the way that I used to be, where it was like just everything was about being a wrestler, being big, being, you know, lean, and kind of like sticking to that, like I'm going to have a cheat meal and I'm going to eat as much as I can on that day. And, you know, even if you didn't want to, you still did it because it was like, that was what you did. The next question, stretching. Guilty as charged, man. I'm trying to get a little bit more. I used to not stretch at all. I'm guilty because it hurts, and I'm very unflexible. But recently, after my workouts, I'm stretching, especially the areas of my hips and my lower back, my hamstrings, real tight. So I'm trying each workout to incorporate a good amount of stretching at the end. I am guilty of not doing the DDP yoga. I have it. I've had it for years. I've done it. I've started it. I've, done it for a little while, and I don't stay consistent with it, man, because I don't stay on it long enough to start enjoying it. And then, it's just not one of those things. I don't enjoy stretching, and I don't enjoy doing. Not that I don't enjoy the DDPY. Once I'm doing it, I enjoy it. But it's something for me to get used to. I'm so used to, doing like weights, doing something that's, that I'm moving. And even with the DDP yoga, you're moving, but it's a different type of, I'm just not used to it, man. It's one of those things that you got to get out of your comfort zone and get used to it. And that's what I need to do. So I am guilty. Good question. Now you got the answer and made me feel like, I need to step it up with my stretch game, man. Here's a real good question. Merchandise. We may have answered this one before too, but I have merchandise on tpublic.com/Motch-merch. MOTCHMERCH. And there's t-shirts and mugs and things that I don't even know what's on there. my partner in crime, Dennis. You guys know who Dennis is, I'm sure. He's the guy that does all my social media, does all my merchandise stuff, anything that has to do with anything other than what I'm doing right now. I do the performing part, and he does the rest. And I'm very thankful for that, because if it wasn't for him, there wouldn't be a whole lot of footage out there. But so he personally designed the shirts and got them, created and set up the whole TeePublic store and everything. So make sure to go over to TeePublic and go to Motch Merch and check out everything that's on there. I believe there's also a link on my website that you definitely want to check that out too, that Dennis set up for me, of course. That's themotch.com. It's the MOTCH.com. And there should be links to everything. All of my other social media, the TeePublic, a link to the Motch-0-Mandays, and the link to the Thursday Motchcast that I do. But we're always thinking of new merchandise. We don't do a whole lot of merchandise sales. I don't know, a whole lot of people don't know about it, but it's one of those drop ship companies, so I don't even know, you know what I mean? It's like if somebody orders stuff, I don't even, there's a certain amount that has to be ordered in order for it to be shipped out, or in order for me to make money. So it's like it has to sell a certain amount, but it's good because then I don't have like 3,000 shirts sitting in the corner of my apartment. You know what I mean? It's like people order it from there and it gets shipped from there. As far as 8x10s go, you could contact me on my Facebook direct message and tell me what you want there, because the photos I have, so that I could sign them and send them out, personally. So that type of merch I have to send out. Of course, there's always the Cameo videos, which you don't have to go through Cameo. You can go through my DM also, and tell me what it is that you want, and I can send it right to you from there. There's a lot of things that we could do, virtual signings, which we've been talking about doing, and I fall off track a lot, guys. A lot of things happen in my personal life where I can't, things get kind of pushed aside or whatever. But the virtual signings are going to be something in the future. We could also do video conversations, you know what I mean, where it's like a Zoom call type of deal or whatever, and rather than me making a video for you, I'm actually on the video scope talking with you. That's another video, another Cameo video type of thing. So I could make a personalized video for you. I can, have a pep talk with you for, like a 10-minute call or whatever. There's so many options, man. You could have me call somebody up for you, call your boss and tell them that you're sick of their shit and you quit. I could break up with your boyfriend or girlfriend for you. Fun stuff. And of course, there's always the in-person bookings, which is my favorite, because I get to do my thing in vivid living color and be Motch, right there in person, man. And that's fun, man. That's that's a lot better than doing it on video. So, here's some fun questions here. Okay. Somebody was asking about being buff in the wrestling business. Does it help with the ladies? And I used to be quite buff. This is like the after effects of being buff. I mean, I do what I can to stay, in Motch shape, but there was once a time that I was beyond Motch shape, and but I've always been in shape, and yeah, it does help, man. Some ladies don't like buff guys, but I think that the ones that are into wrestling definitely don't have a complaint when it comes to guys like John Cena and Randy Orton and guys with nice bodies. The second part of that question is, did I do well? And basically, in parentheses, did I get laid a lot? And yeah, the answer is yes. The answer is that Motch was, even before he was Motch, Vic Divine did okay with the ladies. He's got a pretty good track record. Some you may know and some you may not. But there were some good times. And, I'm sure it didn't hurt that I was in great shape. That was the magnet to get the chicks interested. But once they hung out with me and saw what a awesome personality I have, they just, they wanted to do the thing. And who am I to say no? So I had my fun, man. I had, when I was younger, things aren't quite that way anymore. Now, not that I'm not as good looking, it's just that, I'm a little older now. So, the women seem to have a little bit more class. K, with a capital K. Here's a really weird question, which I wasn't even going to answer, but I will. Somebody was asking what kind of underoos did I wear when I was a kid. Now, I don't know if somebody really wants to know this or if it was just kind of a funny idea to see if I would answer it either way. I don't know, man. If you're thinking about underoos, you're a weird dude. But the underoos that I did have, that I remember, I had Shazam, and I really liked the lightning bolt. I don't know. That was like it was a cool shirt. I don't know too much. I guess I'm guessing that the underwears was red and yellow. I don't know why I'm discussing my underwear that I wore as a child. It's kind of creepy. But as far as the characters, I believe I had Batman, and I wanted the Robin because I was a Batman and Robin fan. But I don't think I had the Robin. I think it was hard to find or whatever. But I'm pretty sure that I had Batman. And I wasn't really, I don't know why I had the Shazam. I think it was just because I liked the lightning bolt, but I wasn't really a Shazam fan. I was a Batman and Robin fan. I was also a big fan of Wonder Woman, but I wasn't about to go wear Wonder Woman's underoos. I just liked her because I had a crush on her from when I was back in the day when I was wearing underoos. But that's different. Do I still own any toys from back in the day, from when I was a kid? Unfortunately, I did have a large collection of all types of wrestling toys and magazines and all kinds of memorabilia, and my parents got rid of it when they were moving to Florida, and I was trying to find a place to live, and they kind of warned me to get my stuff out sooner, and I was kind of dragging to get my stuff out, and they got rid of a lot of my stuff that meant a lot to me. So I really don't have anything except for a box of my stuff, of Vic Divine posters and flyers and pictures, things like that, from memorabilia from my career or from me trying to make it as a wrestler. Things that go far back, letters that I wrote, to WWE asking about how to get a job working there, and a letter from WCW regarding trying out at the power plant, things like that. But nothing from my childhood. as far as I had all the action figures, the LJN action figures, and you know, the Hulk Hogan was my first one. I remember getting that, and I tried to collect all of them, man. I remember, I believe I did have a Randy Savage one. I had a Brutus Beefcake. I tried to collect them all. You know, some of my friends would have them, and we would like trade them. We did the same thing with like magazines. I had a collection of WWF magazine. The oldest one that I had was '86 with Elizabeth on the cover. And I think I had every single one from '86 all the way to like 90 something before I stopped collecting. And it was only like a couple in between missing, and I was really trying to get a collection of every single one from the first one into the last one. I don't even know if they still make it, or if magazines are like completely out of production now. But speaking of reading, it asks here about books. I do not like reading. I would much rather listen to a audio book or listen to a podcast or something. But I can only read things that I'm really interested in. I read things about, you know, I'm not big into like reading a novel or you know, anything like that. I like to read interesting articles in magazines that have to do with, very intrigued by, you know, the brain, how it works, and psychology, and, you know, mental illnesses, and everything that has to do with the brain. So I'm usually pretty good about, read an article here and there. But the only books that I've ever read that I really enjoyed reading was, doing, who's this behind me? Who's it? I hear a lot of, you guys see who's making that ruckus behind me? All right. Yeah, I've read all of the autobiographies. To me, that was like, I mean, I would read, you know, cover to cover, man, in one sitting. You know what I mean? And I hate reading, but when I started reading about, you know, when I was getting into, when I was a wrestler and I wanted to make it to WWE, I wanted to know everybody's story of how they got there, and what they did before getting into wrestling, and how they got into wanting to become a wrestler, because I wanted to see their story, you know, because I had my story. And so all of them, man, like, you know, Mick Foley and Kurt Angle and Chyna, all of those stories of their wrestling journey, I loved reading those. But other than that, man, I'm not big on, you know, I love The Law of Attraction. I love the, you know, The Secret is a book, but I never read the book. I always, I listened, the first thing that I got was the audio back in the day, the CDs. And I listened to those on repeat. And then I found the DVD. Jesus. Oh my God. They follow me everywhere, man. They follow me. I like the quiet. I'm old, man. I like silence. When I'm doing my thing, I need to concentrate, man. I don't need all the distraction of, yeah. Keep it down. Keep it down. So the movie, The Secret, is, you know, it tells the story, man. It's a lot easier. If you like reading, that's, you know, and you retain that better than you do watching something or listening to something. I'm one of those people that I need to watch it.
Can we use this table?
Yeah, I'll leave. Yeah, no, that's why I sat there. Oh, man. No, it's cool. Don't worry about me. I'm just doing a video. Fuck, man. See, yeah, I do got a temper, man, because that doesn't make any sense to me. I'm sitting there doing a thing. Can we sit here at this table? No, you can't. All right, I'm almost done here with this, but Now my day is starting to get ruined. Give me 1 second to find a place where people don't decide to come sit next to me, even though there's 100 other spots for them to be. I don't like it. I don't like it at all, man. Yeah. I'm gonna have to do this thing. I'm gonna finish this up real quick because I'm almost at an hour anyway. But I believe that the last question here anyway was asking me about my experiences with weed, and I don't do it. I'm not against it. I have done it. It's not really it's not really my thing. I don't enjoy it the way other people describe it, but you know, I'm not saying that I wouldn't do it again. From time to time, it's you know, depending on the circumstance and the situation. But I'm not a huge fan like many other people, but hope that answers the question. I don't care what you do. I don't have any opinions. Everybody do whatever you do, whatever makes you happy. And speaking of being happy, I'm gonna get off of here right now and enjoy the rest of my walk. So I'll see you guys next week. Send in some questions to Monte and the Pharaoh. All right.